Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
Celebrate 32 years of leadership in business news with Business Today. From the groundbreaking AI cover of Sundar Pichai to PM Modi's exclusive on G20, we redefine headlines. Now our 32nd anniversary issue explores India 2029, the 5-year agenda with industry titans sharing exclusive insights. So, just BT it for unparalleled perspectives. Business Today, 32 years of leadership, innovation and business brilliance. Subscribe now. In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Hello, Namaskar. You're watching BT TV. This is Market Today. I'm Tanya, Aneja, and with me is Bhatnagar, our markets editor. Well, Indian markets continue to remain volatile. Benchmarks trade in the red today as we speak, and this is amid losses in banks and IT stocks. But what should be your strategy in the last trading hour? We will discuss this and much more. But first, let's do one thing. Let's take a quick market check. And 21,278, that's the level where we are at this point in time. 175 points downtick there on Nifty. The low that we hit today was of 21,247. Nifty Bank also down in the trade today. HDFC Bank, Axis Bank continue to bleed, and how 44,635, that's the level on Nifty Bank. And it's all about the quarterly results. So Tech Mahindra is down around 6%, the top loser for you. After a stable set of number, I would say, but Street clearly not liking the numbers coming in from the company. Cipla, SBI Life among the other losers. Then, of course, if you see the gainers list, then we have Bajaj Auto. After the stellar set of numbers, the top gainer for you from today's trading session, up around 4% as we speak. 7539 is the level on Bajaj Auto. NTPC Coal India, some of the PSU names that continue to shine. But coming to you quickly now, Shell, I think it's monthly expiry today, 21,300. That's the level that is gone as we speak. Experts have been saying that this is a sell on rally market at this point in time. But I want to understand from you that what's really not working and what are you watching?
Good afternoon to you, Tanya, and a very warm welcome to thousands of viewers who are joining this last 1 hour of trade on Thursday. Yes, the monthly expiry for FNO is with us, and the Nifty is almost at its lowest point of the day, about 1% lower, 183 points down, 21,270. Pain on the Bank Nifty as well, almost 500 points lower in front of you, 44,600. And the biggest cut of them all coming on the IT index, 1.9% lower, 36,378 for you. Well, these are the pain points that we are talking about, Tanya. The reason is that tomorrow is a local holiday in India because of the Republic Day celebrations, and none of the traders want to extend long positions at this point of time. We also have the beginning of the FNO expiry for February, this time from Monday. We are 3 days away from the budget session, which will be on coming Thursday. Therefore, positions are getting lighter and lighter. And of course, we have this foreign FPI problem with SEBI. They want to know the final buyer as far as some of the trades are concerned. That's a regulatory issue, but selling pressure coming because of that as well. But the broader markets are in perfect shape. If you look at the earnings, today is a very heavy earnings day. I'd like to start with Punjab National Bank. It's a blowout quarter. The third quarter profit has jumped dramatically as far as PNB is concerned. The stock, of course, there in front of you. The profit is somewhere in the vicinity of 2,222 crores versus 600 crores. So a very sharp run up there. As also ACC, third quarter net profit is at 530 crores versus 1,110 crores. So at least a five-fold jump in the profit of ACC. Lots of margin expansion happening, and a four-fold jump in profit as far as PNB is concerned. Both stocks doing well. You've touched upon Bajaj Auto. The earnings were fabulous, and the stock at a record high, the top gainer in the Nifty, as also in the auto basket. But we have a special man to talk us through as far as the markets are concerned. Mr. Kunal Rambhia, he's the founder of The Streets. He joins us on Market Today for the last 1 hour of session. A very warm welcome to you, Kunal. What a pleasure to renew our acquaintance, and such a fabulous market as far as the bull phase is concerned. The last time we touched base, the color and texture of the market was completely different what it is now. How do you see the last day of F&O expiry for January, and how do the rollovers look?
Very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much, Sir, to have been on the show. Yeah, it's great to again get connected over the platform. So if you look at the Nifty and Bank Nifty, yes, it's been almost 27, 28 days of sideways consolidation. And in fact, in the Bank Nifty, what we are witnessing is the levels which we saw somewhere in the state poll election results, right? So it's slipped little lower than that also. But the interesting observation on the Nifty is that in today's session, it's still within the yesterday's range itself. So for the next 1 hour, I think the sideways consolidation with the negative bias should continue. And even if there is a surprise buying because of just rollover effect or something, then I think today's high, which we are witnessing on the spot Nifty, being around 21,460, I think that should act as a resistance for now. Going forward, I think yesterday's high and the low on the Nifty, which were at I think around 21,500 to 21,150. These are the levels to watch out as the new breakout level going forward. Whichever directional rally has to emerge, I think the rally will emerge only post either breakout or breakdown. So we'll have to see a couple of days to take the judgment for the next month.
Okay, absolutely. Got that, Kunal. And, coming to you for the opportunities, because I know the markets are volatile at this point in time, but what would be your top picks for the near term?
So, as of now, when I look at the market, I think there are a couple of counters which are doing really good even in this kind of market. The first is India's housing finance. Now, if you look at this counter is showing extraordinary comeback again after a recent correction. It's up by around 4.5% in today's session. And if you look at the last 2 months behavior, it's making a clear higher top, higher bottom formation. So I think with the stop loss of around 190, one can initiate a buy on India's housing finance, and the target can be around 210 to 15, though it's not an F&O counter, but I think that would work for our viewers. The second is IDBI Bank. Again, this counter has shown an extraordinary momentum in the recent times. The counter rallied from almost 70 rupees to 80 to 83. Right now, it's trading at around 83. So with the stop loss of around 77, one can initiate a buy on IDBI Bank also. I think the targets can be as high as 90 rupees from present levels.
Okay, these are the two stocks that have come in mind. Tanya, I'd like to mark two that we had discussed in the morning. BHEL, we had Mr. Palvia with us. At that point of time, the stock was at about 211, 212, now at 218. So the move getting very, very well accepted by the market. And the second stock was Gas Authority of India, now at 165. But early morning rush had seen it at 167. This is something that we had discussed in the morning trades. And the other stock that I'd like to mark, Tanya, are those which have hit fresh highs in a market that's correcting. So those are the ones that make a lot of sense. In fact, if you look at the NSE 500, I have somewhere like 18 stocks that have hit fresh highs. I'll take some names. Rights from the railway stable is 18% higher at 683. The fertilizer space fact 7% higher, 822. The cement space is buzzing. JK Lakshmi Cement 935, about 6% higher. Indian Bank 464, 5% higher. Bajaj Auto doing phenomenally well. We've discussed this. Then we have AIA Engineering. This is an ancillary to the cement space. 3915, 2.2% higher, and of course Bhatnagar Gas at 1374 and Tata Power 364, 2% higher each. Chalet Hotels as well, strong earnings show at the moment at 757, 1.35% up. Tanya, what are you observing?
I think I would like to discuss some of the solar and power stocks with Kunal Shell, because a lot of our viewers have been asking about these stocks, and these are in focus. So the government's Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana, announced on 22nd of January, is positive for these sectors. So I want to know it from you, Kunal, that any picks that you would like to share from the solar and power pack, any stocks that are on your radar, because stocks like India Power Corporation, LNC India, then we have Wari Renewables, Polycab, Borosil. These stocks have been doing well ahead of the budget. So what are your thoughts?
So, Tanya, if you look at the Borosil, this is the favorite counter again for me. Reason being, we recently came out with a report and that's published even on our blog. So, if you look at the formation, it was a clear symmetrical triangle formation, and the counter gave a first breakout at around 475. And since then, it's making a clear higher top, higher bottom formation. Though as of now, at 615, it seems to be little tiring. So, I'm waiting for the bit of corrections here at around 575 kind of levels. One can initiate a buy near to those levels with a stop loss of around 550. And I think this rally which we are witnessing on the counters might just continue till 750 to 800 kind of levels. The second is the SW Solar again. That's the counter which we have been discussing since quite a long time. A clear symmetrical triangle breakout, and that again came at around 450. Counter is trading now at 577. Today also it's in upper circuit. Again, the risk reward ratio is unfavorable at this level. Certainly, one should wait for the kind of correction on the counter. Somewhere near to 500, one can think of accumulating this counter. The good support is at around 475. I think this seems to be poised for a new all-time high very soon. So these are two counters which are on the radar and which looks attractive.
Okay, absolutely. Got that, Kunal. But what are your thoughts on the entire IT pack? Because Tech Mahindra numbers, if you see, they were stable, but the street is clearly not liking the quarterly results. So, what are your thoughts when it comes to Tech Mahindra? Any picks that you would like to share from the IT space, large cap or mid cap?
See, again, Tanya, from April 2023, we saw the extreme bottom getting formed on the charts for IT stocks, and since then, the counters have been in higher top, higher bottom formation. If you look at TechM, the recent rally was almost from 1150, 1170 levels to as high as 1400 levels, and now we are seeing a bit of correction. We in technicals always assume that the price discounts everything and the results must have got, and this entire rally was in anticipation of the positive results, and what we are witnessing now is a kind of profit booking, but the trend is certainly still intact. So on Tech Mahindra front, if you ask me about the support, it's going to be at around 1295. If the counter holds these levels of 1295 and consolidates near that level itself, I think the trend will remain intact and one can think of then accumulating near those levels. But as we also say in technicals, catching the falling knife is really risky. So I will not advise to buy today. Let the counter settle down somewhere near to 1295. We can think of initiating a buy then. And the same thing is witnessed in almost all IT counters. The correction has emerged, but this is still an intact rally as far as the positional view is concerned. So we'll see whether it gets converted into downtrend or it's still a higher top, higher bottom formation. We'll revisit again.
Okay, let's look at how stocks are moving in the cement space. Tanya, we'll have to look at ACC. It's almost a very, very strong breakout in terms of price, and this is accompanied by a strong show in earnings. Kunal, to you, almost at the most recent high that we've seen on 9th of January. The stock is, 8th of January. The stock is galloping fairly quickly, 2390. what are the charts telling you? A lot of block deals happening on my screen, so I thought let me just mark this. Volume is pretty good. We have about 388 crores worth of shares being traded. The 5-day average is just 121. What are the charts telling you?
So absolutely, Shanji, जैसे आपने बोला, the second you spoke about the cement sector, the first counter which I picked up on the screen was ACC itself, and my cursor is right on to 8th of January where the high was at around the 2407, and since then this counter entered into a sideways negative consolidation. There was a channel formation, and what we are witnessing today is a breakout of that channel. That breakout came little early. That was at around 2295. The counter is right now at 2395, but yeah, it's going up significant with good volumes. I think this is a trend continuation again. One can initiate a buy even at the present level. The immediate target on the charts at around a 2480, 2475 to 2480 is something to watch out for. And the stop loss for this trade is going to be around 2350. That's 50 rupees on the lower side with 85 rupees on the upside.
And in the same breath, we'll also have to look at its larger twin, which is Ambuja Cement. That's doing pretty well as well, although the numbers are not out, but 547.20, and there isn't a blowout in terms of volume, but the price is looking good. 3-week high here, Kunal. What is Ambuja Cement telling you?
So again, from 3rd of Jan, if you look at the overall charts, then I think the sideways consolidation was seen. And what we saw in ACC was a down consolidation. There was negative consolidation. This was a sideways consolidation. And the thrust is near to 550 mark. So I think if the counter manages to cross that 550, which seems likely as of now, I think we can see a good run up till around 600 levels, which is the previous and all-time high. So yes, out of both counters, ACC has already given breakout. This is about to give the breakout. So risk-reward ratio is more favorable for Ambuja Cement. One can think of buying about 550 with the stop loss of around 540, and the targets can be as high as 595 to 600 levels.
Absolutely. Got that, Kunal. And let's discuss NBCC. If you could pull up that stock as well on the screen from the small cap space, one of the gainers, 10% on a roll today. 115 is the level as we speak, 116. So Kunal, coming to you for NBCC, it's up 40% if you see on a YTD basis. What are the charts telling you now, and what would you do with NBCC at these levels?
So again, Tanya, these counters are clearly making higher top, higher bottom since pretty long time. The entire year of 2023 was positive for them. As you said, year-to-date returns are also good, and even if you look at the charts, they are clearly making higher top, higher bottom. So I again, my strategy is little different to buy such counters in correction. The way we discussed about solar counters also, they have run up too much. So a bit of correction on the counter is something which will make the deal favorable. I think the support is placed at around the 105 levels. So if the counter manages to come down by say 5-6 rupees more and is available somewhere near to 110, then with the stop loss of 105, one can certainly buy. And those who are holding can comfortably hold with the trailing stop loss. I think targets of 140 are on charts, which is the previous high of the counter. So I think that can be a good short-term target also.
Okay, and let's discuss Coal India as well, Kunal, because this stock has been doing well, if you see, and has done pretty well in the past few months as well. And today also it is among the top gainers for you from today's trading session, despite a weak market, I would say. 389 is the level right now, 1.8% uptick there. What are the charts telling you for Coal India?
So on the Tuesday, what we saw, Tanya, was around 6% correction, and that correction was a massive bearish engulfing candle in technicals. We call it as an extremely top out formation kind of. Certainly, we saw these 2 days, which were recent 2 days, where we saw a pullback coming in. But I will remain little cautious on this until this counter manages to close above 395. I will stay cautious. I'm not saying that the formations are negative. Certainly, if someone is holding, then can hold with the trailing stop loss of 375. But if the counter manages to cross about 395, then with the stop loss of 380, one can certainly initiate a buy, and then the targets can remain open till 420 to 425. But until that breakout comes, I'll stay a little cautious on this one.
Okay, let's again focus on the cement space, Tanya. 2 points have happened. Ambuja is now at 553. Remember, Kunal just said 2 minutes ago that he wants the hurdle to pass of about 550. That's happened. What else is clicking is that ACC has changed a digit now. It was at 2390 when we last checked. It's now at 2412. And yes, we have a fresh high on ACC. This is the highest level since exactly a year ago. So a fresh 52-week high. The all-time high for ACC is 2771. That's fairly far away. That's doing pretty well. So ACC and Ambuja now firing up very, very sharply. Remember, Ambuja is the larger twin of ACC. Both companies till about 3-4 years ago were to merge to form a common giant, but that merger was delayed because of regulatory issues. Be that as it may, both belong to the Adani stable now and are doing fantastically well on the charts. What else is clicking in the cement space is India Cement. Now at 249.80, the day's low was 233. So a swing from a day's low is happening, and very, very sharp moves coming in this sector. Let's also look at another stock which is doing phenomenally well, and that's Suzlon, 3.5% higher, 42.50. Remember, ever since solar power came back under focus, there's been a light that's been lit under Suzlon. Normally I don't look at this stock for very obvious reasons, but there is a good swing trade in the making. Kunal, to you, Suzlon 42.70 and fairly decent moves.
Yes, Shalji. In fact, this move is coming along with the volumes also. And if you look at the RB chart, there is a perfect curve formation happening on it. So in the recent spike, which we are witnessing from 41.60 to around 42.85, one can certainly initiate a buy at the present level itself. Stop loss in this case will be 41. And this curve formation getting over, I think this can show us the new high, which is at around 47 mark. So yes, it seems to be a good trade, but as you said, rightly pointed out, from the trading point of view, this counter is absolutely perfect, but keep trailing the stop loss, because if there are any reverse swings, we should not get stuck. So yes, this counter on the technical chart is looking very attractive.
Okay, absolutely. By the way, ACC is buzzing in how? 2417, that's the level where we are at this point in time. 7.8% uptick there. But JK Lakshmi Cement, that's one of the other counters, Kunal, that is buzzing. If you could share your share your thoughts on JK Lakshmi Cement as well.
See, what we are seeing in the entire cement segment, I think the counters were going up really strong. But we have seen some kind of cool-off happening in JK Lakshmi Cement. I think from 2 o'clock onwards, the counter was trading at around 965. From there, it has come down to 935. And it's making a kind of, a profit booking kind of sign on the chart. So the counters which we discussed so far, ACC or say Ambuja, I think they are looking more attractive compared to this. One should wait for, I think, the JK Lakshmi Cement to show a clear sign of bullishness, a bit of sideways consolidation at the present level, and then if counter manages to cross above, say 945, one can initiate the buy with that stop loss of around 930 at that time. But I think we do have those two other counters which are doing really good. So I will ignore this counter for now and will focus on those two counters.
Okay, let's again look at more performances coming in. 253 at the moment. Let's mark the Nifty for a while. Again, 185 points lower as far as the cash markets are concerned. 21,270 in front of you. It's more or less flattened out. As also the Bank Nifty 44,560, 517 points lower. Kunal, coming back to you, when you look at the rollovers chart today, where do you see amongst the stock futures the two strongest rollovers on the green side and two of the weakest, strongest rollovers on the red side, which basically means that two stocks that might fall in February and two that might rise further?
Shailji, the way we discussed right now, I think the cement segment is showing a very clear positive rollover. So I don't have the live data as of now with me because that's just we're shifting the office. That's the reason I don't have right now with me. But yeah, if you look at the Ambuja cement, I think the numbers are looking good on the rollover front. If you look at BHEL, again there is a good pullback, and I think there is also a positive sign of rollover. What we are seeing is a bit of profit booking in the counters, like say Laurus Lab, where we saw the result effect coming in. And I think DV's lab, where we are again seeing some kind of long unwinding. So I think the rollover data are negative for these two. But absolute live data I don't have right now. So I'm really sorry for that.
Okay, let me just mark ACC again. A fresh blowout, 24.45. Remember, we caught this stock somewhere like 23.70, 23.80. Let me just again go through the numbers for those who joined us a little later. Profit after tax for the third quarter is up 3.75 times to 538 crores, and that's mainly because the operating profit has surged dramatically, somewhere like 1.5 times to 904 crores. When you look at how the top line has moved, that hasn't moved much, but a fairly strong show as far as profit after tax is concerned on the ACC side. Similarly, Punjab National Bank, you have the third quarter earnings at 2,223 crores versus 622 crores a year ago in the same quarter for the third quarter this year, and a very, very sharp reduction in net NPA as well as gross net NPA. So these are the two stocks that are doing fairly well as far as trade is concerned, and we'll keep on tracking ACC for you. I'll give you the latest volume number. Almost 490 crores worth of shares have been traded on ACC, compared with a 5-day average of just 141. Tanya is back with us. What are you watching now?
Yeah, Shail. Sorry for that. But yes, Kunal, SJVN, that's the stock on my radar, one of the top gainers from the small cap space only. 117, that's the level where we are at, 3% uptick there on this particular counter. Do you think the momentum will sustain going forward as well?
These are the counters which have delivered crazy returns so far, and yes, the momentum, there is no sign of topping out as such. So yes, one can definitely expect the momentum to continue till the time the counter remains above 103, which seems to be a good support as of now. I think one can keep on buying on every decline rather than thinking of when will it reverse to negative. One should keep on buying on every decline. So the stop loss right now will be 103, good support being 105. These are the levels to keep in mind and keep accumulating on every decline. I think this momentum might just continue for long.
Absolutely. And Kunal, Bajaj Auto is the top gainer from the auto space. But this stock Motherson Sumi is also the second top gainer from the auto pack. So what are your thoughts when it comes to Motherson Sumi? 4% uptick there we are seeing in today's trading session, 114. Yes, that's the level where we are at. So what are what are your thoughts?
See, approximately 10 to 15 days of sideways consolidation on Motherson Sumi chart, and what we are seeing today is again a fresh breakout with volume on the chart. So I think now those previous highs of 2021-22 of around 125 are likely to get achieved very soon. So one can initiate a buy at the present level. The stop loss in that case will be 109, or rather say 108, and the targets can be as high as 125 to 126 levels.
Okay, it's 2:58. We start the last half an hour of trade for Thursday, which is the end of January's very volatile and terribly distressing expiry for the Nifty especially, as also a holiday tomorrow. We'll discuss all that and more, especially BHEL, after this very short break. Stay with us.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
Celebrate 32 years of leadership in business news with Business Today. From the groundbreaking AI cover of Sundar Pichai to PM Modi's exclusive on G20, we redefine headlines. Now our 32nd anniversary issue explores India 2029, the 5-year agenda with industry titans sharing exclusive insights. So, just BT it for unparalleled perspectives. Business Today, 32 years of leadership, innovation and business brilliance. Subscribe now. In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back. You're with Market Today, and we start the last half an hour of trade for Thursday, which is the end of the FNO expiry for January. The Nifty for you, ladies and gentlemen, is at 21,290, down about 190 points, near almost to its day's low of 21,244. As also the Bank Nifty in some kind of pain, 422 points lower, 44,658. What's looking good is of course Punjab National Bank, and there is a hidden truth in this one, Tanya. Let me just look at the rollover data as far as Punjab National Bank is concerned. It is of critical importance that we look at this number. At the moment, Punjab National Bank has a rollover of 84%, and this is interesting in the light of the fact that, Tanya, Punjab National Bank is the only bank which is in the green when it comes to the monthly performance for January. So that is something that we need to look at within the FNO space in the banking sector, and therefore this rally and these earnings gain all the more importance as of now. What's also buzzing, Samvardhana Motherson, you had marked this stock a couple of minutes ago, 115.25. When you look at the long-term chart for Samvardhana Motherson, this is the price that we had seen in February of 2022. So we are actually at a 2-year high as far as this stock was concerned. Between that time and now, there has been a demerger of the company. You've had Motherson Sumi Wirings being given as free stock to existing shareholders, and that's result in a huge value creation. So these are the stocks that are doing phenomenally well. Also moving, Tanya, is Adani Power, now 540, up 3.86%, in sync with the rally on NTPC, on Tata Power. What are you watching?
Shell, I want to discuss some of these defense and railways. I know we have been discussing them a lot. But since the momentum is there in these sectors only, railway and defense, so jate, Kunal, any topics that you would like to share from defense or railway sector? Because I know, we have already seen so many multi-baggers from these sectors, but any stock that you still like?
So I do have one of the counters on my radar, and that's of HAL. Now in HAL, the interesting observation is that for the whole entire month of January, this counter was more or less in the sideways consolidation. We saw the earlier breakout at around 2850. Counter went up to, I think, around 3100, and it's back to near to those levels itself. In fact, in yesterday's session, we saw the 2850 getting tested, and again it held on to those levels. So managing to hold these levels, I think, again, the way we are witnessing the momentum, I think that might just continue. But it's a conditional call. Number one, it should stay above 2850. And on the consolidation, it should now go into a higher top, higher bottom formation. So on that, I think one can initiate a buy near to 2850, stop loss being 2800. And again, the momentum might just continue to make it a new high soon.
Okay, that is in place. Tanya, I think a couple of stocks that need to be checked on the volume front now. HDFC Bank, the pain continues, 1.8% lower, 1429, the top traded counter on the National Stock Exchange, 5,274 crores worth of volume done. NBCC, it's a surprise to me as well. The counter is up 9.5%, 115, about 2,400 crores worth of transactions done. Let's also look at the two other private sector banks, ICICI and Axis. Both have normal volumes, and Axis still, despite a fantastic number that was declared day before yesterday, the market just refusing it. And these are the selling points that are coming from that FPI problem between SEBI as well as foreign institutional investors. RITES and IRFC, both from the railway stable, are doing fantastically well. RITES, in fact, record high 628. It's a blowout in terms of volume. 1732 crores worth of transactions happened. I would have given you a comparative if the number was there in front of me in terms of 5-day average. Let me find that out. But this is how the structure is at the moment, and we'll be shortly joined by another guest, Mr. Ashish Kapoor, CEO of Invest Shoppe and a fellow Delhiwala. Tanya.
Absolutely. And I think on that note, let's first thank Kunal for his time and his valuable picks that he shared with us. Kunal, always good to have you on BTTV. Thank you so much
pleasure,
for
thank you
taking
so
the
much.
time and joining us here on BTTV.
Thank you so much.
I think Ashish is with us at this point in time. Very good afternoon, Mr. Kapoor, and always good to have you on BTTV. So firstly, starting with your outlook, I mean, markets continue to remain volatile, but how should one approach markets ahead of the budget, and where do you see markets heading going forward?
Well, I think budget, I don't think is going to be anyway a game changer. I think more or less we know it's going to be just a vote on account, and I don't think there is going to be any significant announcements either way which are going to change the course of action. I don't think so. It will be a big surprise if something like that happens. And the other thing is that I think markets are doing what everybody was talking about. I think everybody was waiting for a correction which is underway. I think the correction has more time or downside, one of the two to go. Either it could be a sideways for a month or so, or it could go down and retest your breakout zone, which was close to 20,000 on Nifty. So one of the two is quite likely to happen. That's my best guess. And as we all know that the very short-term guess can always go wrong, but my best guess is that it will take another 1 month at least before the markets gain momentum or get back their mojo. And in that process, we might go down and retest the 20,000 odd mark on Nifty. The best case can be that we go away with the sideways correction. Do not see much more damage on the index level. Although stocks wise, I think more damage, especially on the mid cap, is almost certain. So at this point of time, I think the best you could do is if you are obviously invested in stocks which are for the long run and which are in sectors which are favorite or which are turning around, just stay invested, because I don't see it's in any way a major turnaround of the market or or the bull market in any way near ending. So just stay invested. If you are a trader or a short-term, or you like to do short-term funds on short-term trades, then I think good to be booking some profit wherever you have, and be a little cautious on that front, and try not to increase your exposure for some more time.
Okay. A very warm good afternoon to you, Mr. Kapoor. Such a pleasure to host you on the last session of January, and you are the second person since morning who's come up with this kind of a very sage-sable advice that markets look a bit overheated and there could be a correction ahead. We've had similar advice coming in from Mr. Chokalingam in the morning, who joined us for the 8:30 to 10 a.m. show. Again, suppose these markets were to correct to where they are, what are the one or two stocks that you would look at, and your view on HDFC Bank? It's corrected very sharply. Is it in your buying zone or more pain ahead?
No, HDFC Bank is certainly in my buying zone. I think it's a great opportunity. If you ask me, it's the best opportunity today in the market, because all you have to do is buy and wait. I mean, it may take a long time before it turns. I don't have any definite insight on when it will turn around and what will make it turn around, but it'll turn around for sure. It is something like, you see, every large cap goes through a cycle of underperformance. So I think why large cap? I think every great company or every great stock goes through a cycle of underperformance and consolidation. Similar things have happened in the past with ITC, with Reliance, with Hindustan Petroleum at different points of time. And I think the HDFC Bank is doing the same. I don't see any reason why a long-term investor should be worried. And in fact, like I said, I think it's the best. You ask me for advice to put your money today for long run, something which is very safe and is a short winner is HDFC Bank. And regarding the other, if it does come down to another 5, the markets do fall under 5%, I would be looking for buying opportunities in stocks like L&T, stocks like REC, NTPC, Tata Power, your defense stocks like BEL, your railway stocks like IRCTC. If they do all correct, then they all should be on looking. One should be looking out for buying opportunities in railway stocks, defense stocks, infrastructure, power. Some of the public, in fact, even public sector banks, especially after what we have seen the result of PNB, I think they should be on the shopping list as well. And I think a host of other names, but broadly these would be the main ones which one would look for buying.
Okay, absolutely. You talked about PNB, Mr. Kapoor, but ACC and some of these, cement names are buzzing in today's trading session. ACC, of course, on the back of stellar set of numbers. Profit is up 378% at 527 odd crore rupees on a YY basis. What are your thoughts on ACC specifically, and any stocks that you like from the cement space?
Well, I think ACC had been an underperformer and had been on my buying list, and I have recommended it in the past also, because it had not moved the way Ultratech and some other big stocks had moved. So finally it's catching up, and good to see that happen. And I think ACC would perhaps still have some more upside. But generally, I think cement stocks are going to do well. I think construction boom is real, so they would all have their sideways movements or corrections. But on the whole, the sector looks good, and I think plenty of stock options in this space.
Okay, absolutely. And Shell, Tech Mahindra is also in focus, the top loser from today's trading session. I want to discuss it with you, Mr. Kapoor, that what's really wrong with the numbers, because the company registered a 3.3% sequential growth in its net profit, and the revenue is also up around 1.8% on a sequential basis, and revenue in dollar terms and constant currency increased by 1.1%. Now, experts say the numbers are stable. They're not that bad, but the street is clearly not liking the numbers, as we can see on our screens as well. The stock is down around 6% as we speak, 1318, that's the level. What are your thoughts on Tech Mahindra?
Well, I haven't really had a chance to look at the numbers, and I haven't been tracking this stock lately. But what I know is that there are a lot of hope around the new management which has come in, and I think one will have to look at it carefully. But this could actually be a great opportunity to buy the downside which is happening today because of the numbers or because of whatever reason. But like I said, I really haven't had a chance to look at it, and I haven't done it lately, so I don't want to definitely say that. But this is very interesting, should be looked at, could be a great opportunity to buy a large cap IT and at a good price.
Okay. The last minute action on The Nifty is happening at this moment, Tanya. Obviously, when the FNO expiry closes for a particular month, the end closing price is of great importance when it comes to future moves to be predicted. Therefore, you see this sharp burst that's happening. 21,333 as far as the Nifty is concerned. Can it go up to 21,400? Only time will tell. We have 16 minutes left. But this is the gamma explosion that happens at the fag end of the expiry. Let's look at the 21,300 call at the moment. The 21,300 call for next month, for the next week, which is 1st Feb. Let's just see that number, what the price is, and that will give us a very good idea of how this price is moving. Just a moment, please. 1st Feb Nifty expiry 21,300 is at 246 rupees, and this is still down 11 rupees, 111 rupees from the day's opening, but it's moved very sharply from 205 to 245. Let's see what happens in the next 15-20 minutes of trade, but this is something that you need to keep an eye out as far as the last 14-15 minutes of trade are concerned. Fabulous move coming in on such calls when it comes to gamma explosion. Okay, let's see how it is moving. This is something that you need to note, and this will also help you in the next weekly expiry. What else are you watching, Tanya? I am looking at JSW Steel. Yes, the earnings are here. It's a blowout again, 2,415 crores in terms of the third quarter earnings, and that's a beat because people were expecting somewhere in the vicinity of 1,700 crores. So 2,450 crores profit on JSW Steel for the third quarter versus just 474 crores. So it's a six-fold rise in profit. When you look at the revenue, it's 42,000 crores in the third quarter versus 39,134 crores. These are the initial details that we have. So a fantastic set of numbers. JSW Steel following its larger rival Tata Steel in terms of how earnings have moved. Your view, Ashish ji, on JSW Steel?
I think numbers look very good, and I think steel as a sector also is doing well, likely to do well going forward. And I think JSW after these numbers, and one will of course have to see closely if there is any other hidden help which they have got from something else. But if these are all the operational
Yes.
results, then of course it looks very good. I think it looks good to go much more, and I think with the help of also the steel prices, which should remain good, I think this is a good stock to go higher in the very near future.
Okay, that's what the numbers are at the moment. And Tanya, BHEL, no stopping that, 220.85. What are you looking as far as markets are concerned? We are now 12 minutes away from close.
Well, SBI Life, the numbers are out as far as this company is concerned. So there is a slight beat on APE, that is annualized premium equivalent, but the margins are not up to the mark. So clearly 40 basis points, the margins I'm talking about, it came in at around 27.4% against the street poll of 28.3%. So slight miss as far as the margins are concerned. Coming to you quickly, Mr. Kapoor, for SBI Life, what are your thoughts on this particular stock and after the numbers?
Well, I think life insurance has underperformed. It is due for due for getting its mojo back. But I still think that despite all the negative sentiment surrounding it, and for obvious reasons because it has underperformed and let down many investors since its IPO, I think LIC should be the first option when it comes to investing, because I think LIC after the results and LIC with its new kind of market share and kind of presence could do much more than an SBI or an HDFC Life could. So life insurance generally, I'm very positive. I think the sector has underperformed and is due for a re-rating. But my top pick would be LIC.
Hmm. And Mr. Kapoor, IGL, let's pull up that stock as well. That stock actually was down around 6% after the results. The company reported 42% rise in its net profit in the third quarter. And the stock, if we see, it's trading at 404 odd level as we speak, 7% downtick there. Would you be buying this dip, Mr. Kapoor?
No, I would not be. I think within this space, I would still prefer the oil marketing companies or even the Reliance Industries. This would clearly be avoidable because I think their environment is going to worsen going forward with more and more regulations coming in, and I think their golden period is behind us. Both IGL and Bhatnagar Gas, I think, should be avoided. I think there are many better bets within the oil and gas space, which can give you much safer and better returns.
Okay, we have about 10 minutes of trade left, Tanya, and stocks that are moving very, very sharply, all earnings related. Bajaj Auto 76.25, fresh high as far as prices are concerned, and this is up 5%, a very strong show. Let me just see how the rollovers are on Bajaj Auto. At the moment, they are 74%, so that's a fairly decent one that's coming in. Remember, the stock had delivered a fabulous set of earnings yesterday evening. It opened higher and it continued to gain throughout the day, and that's how prices have moved for the day. It's the top gainer on the Nifty as far as the index is concerned, and doing fantastically well in the broader markets. Tanya, Punjab National Bank 104.70, days high, very strong earnings flow, doing fantastically well. JSW Steel, a 3x 4x rise in profit at 820.95, days high, and of course taking it away is Ambuja Cement, ahead of its earnings 562, but the rub off is because sibling ACC performed fabulously. ACC is up 10%. This is the first circuit limit for the FNO stocks, 2457, and doing fabulously well. Ambuja Cement 6.3% higher. Tanya.
Okay, absolutely got that. And Shail, let's discuss Tata Power with Mr. Kapoor as well, because this stock hit a record high today, and this is after India Ratings and Research upgraded the rating of this company from IND AA to IND AA plus, and they have also maintained the stable outlook when it comes to Tata Power. Mr. Kapoor, coming to you for this stock, and any stocks that you would like to recommend from the power space?
I think I just did that a while back. I mean, when I was asked which stocks I would be looking for buying on the way down, I think I mentioned all these stocks, including Tata Power. I think fantastic story. Waiting for a correction if it does happen on the way down. Yes, Tata Power, great idea to buy. Along with that, your NTPC, REC, PFC, and all these power bellwethers, power generating stocks, power financing stocks should, I think, be doing well. In particular, NTPC and Tata Power, I think, should be really looked at for buying on the way down.
Okay, absolutely. Got that, Mr. Kapoor. And any stocks that you would like to share from the defense space? Shail and I have been discussing this space, and the momentum continues as we speak.
Yeah, it does. I think that's one sector which has really changed, and I think all these stocks, BEL, HAL, Cochin Shipyard, Mazagon Docks, all these would be great buying opportunities on any weekday, because I think the story is still going to unfold more, and I think next few years are looking very, very good for these companies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have now just 5 minutes left as far as the market close is concerned, and we'll take a look at how stocks have moved. First and foremost, let's look at the Nifty. Remember, today is the final day for the FNO expiry. It's a fairly decent close, almost flat, 85 points lower, 21,368. We still have 4 or 5 minutes to go. The day's low was 21,240. So from that level, we've had a 140 point uptick, 130 point uptick definitely from the day's low, which is fairly sensible. Remember, it was the 50 DMA that was at risk on the Nifty. Let's look at the Bank Nifty. It's shutting shop fairly strong. Now this is really exciting. Remember, it was down about 500 points when we talked about. Yes, my God, what a breakout. It was at Bank Nifty was at 44,540 somewhere like half an hour ago, and it is now at 4,500. So 500 point short covering that's happened, and is almost closing flat. Well, that's the gamma stock for you, and that's really interesting. India Cement we had discussed with Kunal, now 4.2% higher. It's moved in the green. Ambuja Cement 7% higher, very strong move coming in. What else is moving on the green side? PNB 3.6% higher, and 1,000 crores worth of transactions happening on PNB. Fairly good move on that one. In terms of price losers on the Nifty, let's look at stocks that have disappointed. Tech Mahindra, we discussed this, Tanya and Kunal. 6% lower, the top loser on the Nifty. Bit of profit booking happening on Cipla. This was at a record high, 3.4% lower today. It has gained something like 8% in January's expiry, so doing well. Bharti Airtel, again a bit of profit booking, 1157, 2.4% lower, also at a record high. Tata Consumer, profit booking 2% lower, 1137. This is how stocks are moving. And now the biggest boy of them all in the cement space, Shree Cement, has taken cue from ACC. At the moment 28,006 as far as prices are concerned. This is again about 4 or 5% higher. So it's ACC led rally. There is no let up on Ambuja. We discussed it at something like 540, and in the last 45 minutes it's added 15 rupees, as also Motherson. These stocks are ending at day's high. Tanya, what are you watching?
I think we should ask Mr. Kapoor about any stock that he would like to mark, any stock that we might have missed, Mr. Kapoor, and that stock is on your radar from today's trading session.
Well, in terms of gains, I think something which perhaps we haven't discussed is RITES, which is up 17%, and Chennai Petro, which is up another 5.7. I think these are the two stocks which come in my list, which are really big gainers and which we haven't discussed.
Tanya, I'd like to mark something really exciting. You remember 10 minutes ago I had said that Nifty might go to 21,400. It actually has. Now what is really exciting is to look at the call that we had highlighted. You remember the 21,300 Nifty call, which we had marked at something like 232, 237. Well, that's one that has shot up dramatically, and that's at the moment at 257. We still have 2 minutes of trade, so that is how one traps options in front of such a strong move that has come in. Let me just look at the price again. 21,300 is now at 259. We had picked it up at 236, 237. We still have 1 or 2 minutes to go. I'm hoping it will add another 5 rupees to itself. So this is how, ladies and gentlemen, January's expiry draws to a close. The Nifty down 2.1% over the month. The Bank Nifty down somewhere like 7.1% over the month. Remember, these two indices had risen dramatically in November and December. something to the vicinity of 13.5% on the Nifty for the past 2 months in November and December, and a similar 14-15% rally on Bank Nifty. So a bit of profit booking we've seen in the month of January, and that's for two reasons. One, January has traditionally been very volatile, and two, now you are standing in front of the interim budgets. People are happy to book profits that they've seen soar dramatically in the month of January, especially the railway counters that have done phenomenally well. So a bit of a peace that the bulls and bears have made between themselves. Remember, tomorrow is a holiday, you have an extended weekend, and then we start into the budgetary phase of the market. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 sessions before the interim budget. Tanya.
Absolutely, Shail, you summarized it really well. And it's long weekend finally. And on that wonderful note, thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor, and thank you, Shail, to you as well. And what a smart recovery we have seen in the markets. Remember, Shail, when we started, Nifty Bank was down around 400 points. So we have seen a smart recovery there when it comes to Nifty Bank, and Nifty also has recovered over 100 points from the day's low as we speak. But on that note, it's time for us to wrap up this edition of Market Today. Happy long weekend to you as well. Let's see how the action pans out going forward. And for that, you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to stay tuned to BT TV. Lots more coming up for you only on BT TV. So stay tuned, and many thanks for watching.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
Celebrate 32 years of leadership in business news with Business Today. From the groundbreaking AI cover of Sundar Pichai to PM Modi's exclusive on G20, we redefine headlines. Now our 32nd anniversary issue explores India 2029, the 5-year agenda, with industry titans sharing exclusive insights. So, just BT it for unparalleled perspectives. Business Today. 32 years of leadership, innovation, and business brilliance. Subscribe now. In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Once a unicorn that was ranked amongst the most valuable startups in the country.